It's time for the three-time Emmy Award-winning think tank with Chris Cole, voted the community voice of the year from the Radio, Film, and Music Awards. Let's start thinking.
Your mic. Your mic, you want it closer?
I think so. I'm gonna put my clothes on.
Yo, V94.9 WATV, Lady Wu in the think tank for Chris Coleman. Welcome back. I was just here last night, I think. It was Sunday night, yesterday?
Yeah.
I was literally just in here last night for the Abby Award-winning show. And I'm back for another Abby Award-winning show. So we're going to give you an award-winning edition of the think tank today as well. Some great information, great conversation, and maybe even some motivation and inspiration. Got to give you all of that. We're going to get straight to our interview. Well, before we do that, let's acknowledge that we are in the second day or third day of spring. And if I don't feel it, I don't know who else does.
They're with you.
My car feels it.
Man.
It's full of pollen.
Yeah. So yeah, follow me on that. The energy is definitely guided by how I feel. So we may do both hours. We may just do one. I don't know. But we're going to make it good. And you all call in, help me out today. 994-8949 is the number. You can also comment. Hey, Miss Linda. Hello, Tamika. Everybody else that's logging in, come on in the room. Special guest in studio talking about something great for each and every one of us, especially homeowners and those who want to own homes or know people that own homes. We have in studio, introduce yourselves, ladies.
I'm Carol Clark, CEO of Neighborhood Housing Services of Birmingham. And with me,
I'm Debria Stallworth. I am the communication specialist at Neighborhood Housing Service of Birmingham.
Awesome. And you all are doing an expo, HomeWise Expo, Saturday, April 18th.
That's right.
All right. So I know tell me about what Neighborhood Housing Services does. What do you all do?
Well, a lot of people know us for home buyer education.
Mhm.
We've been getting people mortgage ready for over 50 years.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we also do some critical repairs. We own some affordable housing, some rentals that nobody ever seems to move out of because we do such a good job.
Oh, well,
keeping them nice
is that a
and
good
cheap.
thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good thing.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
we don't have much turnover in our apartments. So
Okay.
that's a compliment.
That's awesome. So, you know, the customer service is there, the education is there as well. And you all have been doing this for 50 years. So preparing people for home ownership. How important is home ownership in our community?
Well, it's certainly one of the pillars of wealth. And when we were founded, it was right after the Civil Rights Act of 1968 that outlawed redlining,
Mm-hmm.
which didn't let a lot of folks get loans. A lot of working people couldn't get conventional loans to own property.
Okay.
So to think that it's still relevant, it's a complicated process. And I wish I'd gone to a class like this when I bought my first home. So that's what we're known for.
Okay.
But we're really focusing on existing homeowners with this event. Not so much people who want to buy houses, but people who already
own the home. Okay. So the HomeWise Expo, it's a free event. And at this event, what are the topics that people will be able to get more information on?
Oh, so at the HomeWise Expo, we're going to be doing all types of things.
Okay.
We're going to be doing hands-on demos. We're going to be focusing on heirs property, and we're going to be doing that by way of Big Mama's house.
Wait a minute. Big Mama's house, and you said heirs property.
Mhm.
What is that?
Well, let me just tell you.
Because what?
So we've got a partner. It's Realtist Week.
Okay.
So Black real estate professionals call themselves Realtists, and we're members of the of NARAB, which is the Birmingham Realtors Association. So this is also the culminating event for Realtist Week.
Gotcha.
And one of the classes that NARAB does is what to do with Big Mama's house.
Because what to do with it?
Yeah. And so if you live in a home that's in the name of a deceased relative, it really needs to be in your name. Or if you don't have an estate plan, you can't live forever. So we will have resources for you there, either to resolve heirs property or to prevent heirs property by having a proper estate plan.
Oh, we need that.
Yes.
Like so many of us end up in those situations and we're not prepared. I don't know why we can't have those conversations and really like whose house is it? Whose name is on it? Who's next in line? We were just talking about that. So that is so important. Give me more.
So we're also going to be doing energy efficiency. Like that's very important.
Very.
Especially with older homes in Birmingham.
Like the windows and the all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The roofing. Whose responsibility is it? How to keep it together?
And so as a homeowner, you know, there's always something to fix or
Mhm.
plan to fix. It's just an ongoing commitment. And, you know, it's never easy. So really getting a strategic plan
Okay.
together, like, you know, thinking about all the things you need. You can get advice on what's the priority. You know, do I need to do the roof or do I need to fix this floor? Well, you need to do the roof 1st
Mhm.
to stop the water that's causing the hole in the floor. So,
Yeah.
or before it leads to other issues, because a lot of times smaller things can lead to big issues if they're not
All the
addressed.
time, right? All the time. So with this expo, home owners, people that already own homes, is there like an age requirement? Because you know a lot of times older adults qualify for things and younger homeowners may not.
Well, we want everybody to come. We do want to help our seniors
Okay.
because a lot of our seniors may have a garage full of power tools that they don't know how to operate because,
Mhm.
you know, maybe he didn't get around like he used to or
Mhm.
whatever. And so we, in our HomeWise workshops, we've actually, you know, helped people learn how to put those tools in their hands and do simple repairs.
Okay.
But we want all ages. We feel like younger homeowners might really be interested in our HGTV celebrity who's coming.
Yes. Tell me more.
Her name is Carmian Hamilton, interior designer. She does a show called Reno My Rental, but it's really about budget friendly ways to customize your home and make it fit your lifestyle, your personality. And in this economic climate where, you know, even if you're doing well,
Yeah.
affording
you
a
may not be
house
doing
or a
so
new
well.
house,
Yeah.
Everyone wants to get a budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are some celebrity pieces, but then the real hands-on approach to home ownership and making your home your own, and then looking at ways to do things. You were talking about things as simple as caulking.
Yeah. So for energy retrofits, there's a man who's going to be with us who really promotes home energy retrofits. And a lot of it's caulking and duct tape, things that don't cost a lot of money, but contractors might not want to do it for you because they don't get to make a lot of money.
Mhm.
But he's on a mission to teach people to do that for each other, to train people to do these energy retrofits so that we can help one another save money.
Okay.
You know, within our neighborhood.
And you call those what type of fits?
Home
What?
energy. Let's call it
Retrofits?
I call it
Retrofits,
retrofits.
yeah.
Okay.
It could be just energy rehabs.
Okay.
Renovation.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really a thing now. Like just thinking about how much money how money is being spent now on everything else that it takes to live. What I live in has to be sufficient. Like it has to be sufficient, has to be efficient. So the windows, the doors,
Yeah.
the what else? Like all the things that go into a home.
And like your ducts that deliver the air to the different rooms.
Yeah.
If they're not connected well,
Yeah.
or the tape has broken down, you know, duct tape, we joke about it because it's used for everything, but it's really for ducts, air ducts. That's why it's called duct tape.
Okay. So like it's not a blank rig when you use duct tape. It's really for what it's for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it serves multiple purposes.
Actually tape up your ducts with it.
Awesome. And at the HomeWise Expo, you will probably learn so many other things you can do with duct tape. But outside of that, you'll be empowered on being a up-to-date homeowner, like having your property in a living condition that you are pleased with. So is there a registration process?
Yes. You want to talk about that?
So yeah, so there is registration, which you can go to our Eventbrite and register there if you want to skip the line. But of course, we want everyone to be able to attend, so you can definitely come and stand in the line. But so yeah, it is free
That's
and open
big.
to the public, of course. But if you want to skip the line, because I do feel like this is going to be a really big event, make sure you register online at our Eventbrite.
I love this. Knowledge is your home's strongest foundation. Home ownership and just the many conversations that we have on this station and just on all of our shows about home ownership and how important it is. And you said that it's a pillar of wealth.
Yeah, it's one of the pillars of wealth. Yeah, so we think of it as, hey, it's a place to live, but it's something you can leave to the next generation
Yeah.
if you can keep, maintain the value.
Mhm.
And the way you and your neighbors, I mean, the way your neighbors behave with their homes can impact your value.
For sure.
So you
Exactly.
really want to kind of be together on this thing and be building community and be engaged with your neighbors and help them.
I want to go into a vital portion of this conversation about Black home ownership. And you mentioned property value. You mentioned our neighborhoods, where we live, and what that's like for us. The
Mhm.
pride in having a home. People used to say, "Oh, I'm from Bush Hills and Bellevue Heights, and what's some other areas? I got the first home on the street over in East Lake." In those different areas, and just taking pride in where we live and what we could afford and what we could buy. But then the keeping it up part.
Mhm. Well, we've got some forces working against us.
Okay.
So the wholesalers who call and text
Oh
us
my
every
goodness.
day, and they're making these lowball offers, and they don't want to deal with real estate professionals. They want to get your property for next to nothing, and they don't want to really, see that a family moves in. They just really want to flip it, maybe to
Somebody-
another investor. But if you look at the trends, many of our homes that are still standing in Birmingham, and a lot of them have been demolished
Yeah.
because you think about the flight patterns from the 1960s. I mean, folks abandoned properties, and then others died without wills. It
Mhm.
became heirs' property, and people couldn't get together on what to do with it, stopped paying the taxes, then the
Mhm.
tax investors got it.
Yep.
But what's happening is, if you look at our neighborhoods, most of them are becoming more and more renter occupied.
Yeah.
The houses are becoming more renter occupied. We want to keep families in the houses, or if you buy the one next door and rent it out, you still next door. That's
Mhm.
fine. But we do that stabilizes neighborhoods. So we're all about helping people to hold on to what they have. And our property values used to be pretty low in our neighborhoods, but if you
Mhm.
look at your tax bill, they're all going up, and
Okay.
houses are in short supply. So what you have has more value now.
Great insight. Great insight about how to reserve and preserve our neighborhoods through home ownership, and then the investment. So, like, people say, well, look, I can come to the expo, but I don't have the money to do what I need to do in my home. What can I benefit from?
Well, if you have a paid for house, you have equity,
Okay.
meaning that's value that you can borrow against. So the banks will be there to talk about renovation loans. One of our bank partners even has, who's right here in this area,
Mhm.
has a renovation loan product that you don't have to pay all of it back. You pay a part of it back, part of it becomes a grant. So, you can just, those things can be modeled and structured where you can pay it back, to at least fit your budget.
Okay.
But there are some grants. We sometimes get grants to help homeowners handle big ticket items. But then we want you to have some skin in the game too, because you can't just rely on other people to fix your house.
Oh.
And then some of the community action agencies will have one there. They do some weatherization grants,
Mhm.
which is like those
I remember that. I
energy
remember hearing about
upgrades.
those. Yeah, with the windows and mostly the windows. I would hear about that a lot.
Yeah.
So being in a position, like, you may go into home ownership in one position,
That's true.
and as you're in your home, things may change. And so now I'm not in a position to do the things that I can learn or be made aware of at this expo. Why should people come?
Well, there are always things that you can do for your home. I mean, even just we'll have a home maintenance checklist at our booth,
Good.
and
Okay.
that just tells you things to look for. I mean, changing your air filter, you don't need anybody to do that. You can do that.
Mhm.
Changing your light bulbs to low to LED light bulbs
Mhm.
to save energy, unplugging appliances that you aren't using, things like that. I mean, there's always something you can do to save money, save energy, even make a small repair. When we were doing the HomeWise workshop, we were teaching people how to repair drywall, change toilet flappers, clean
Oh,
out
that's
P
big.
traps,
Okay.
and change door lock sets. One day I got home and I broke my key off, and I was getting ready to call the locksmith. And I said,
And you knew how to do it.
I was like, we teach this. I went down there and got the exact same lock, took it off, put it on, and saved myself lots of money.
That's what I like to hear. So even like the small things you said, unplugging appliances that aren't being used, or just unplug. Like if you don't need it, unplug it. We have habits where we just do things because we just do things. We don't think about the footprint that we're leaving or how this is impacting our statements or any of that. All we know is there's a plug over there. I need to put something in there. If a breeze plug in or something has to go in it. But it does not. Nothing has to go in the plug. What else did you say? Your filters. Well, I just hadn't thought about it. Some people just do not think about these things, or like you said earlier, just don't know, even as homeowners.
And that makes your system run harder. It makes it less efficient. So if it's efficient, you're not spending as much to keep yourself comfortable.
Yeah,
So
and that's why I feel like knowledge, like the slogan is, knowledge is your home's strongest foundation. So come to the HomeWise Expo. We will have tons of resources available. Everyone is welcome. Like we said, the event is free of charge. Try to beat the line. Make sure you register at our event, right? But we are definitely taking walk-ups as well.
I'm excited about this and just about this conversation in general. I think people take for granted, just the different processes. Like when you're in the home, okay, well, I bought the house. I get the grass cut and I clean up on Saturdays, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's way more to it than that. So at this HomeWise Expo, you can become knowledgeable about things. It'll be at the Bill Harris Arena, 2340 Crossplex Boulevard, right down the street. Saturday, April 18th, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. What else is happening over at NHS BHAM?
Well, we're always there for people who want to buy a home. We have free pre-purchase counseling. We ask that you come to our monthly workshop first, and from there make the one-on-one appointments to see our counselor if you're looking to buy a home. And then once you get it, we're going to be doing stuff like HomeWise, because HomeWise is a workshop and it's an expo.
Okay.
We plan to do this expo every year, and we're really excited about the first one. And I didn't mention, and Debria didn't mention, we're going to open with the Birmingham Youth and Young Adult Choir. We are so excited.
Yes.
Yeah. So we want everybody to go to Eventbrite, get a free ticket so you can get in quicker than doing it at the door. And then we want you to be there and just celebrate home ownership. I mean, if you own a home, you've accomplished something.
Yeah.
Now you got to keep it viable, keep it valuable,
keep it vital.
Pass it on.
Well,
yeah. Okay. If you have any questions about it, you just want to add to this conversation, I'm empowered and just inspired just at the idea. I've always liked your work. Had some clients to come through the pre-home buyers process. This is great. So if you are looking forward to spring cleaning, sprucing up, this is perfect timing. Saturday, April 18th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Crossplex. Before we get out of here talking about this expo, when I'm thinking about buying a home, my first step is to I need to figure out how much money I need. That's what most people think.
Well,
but if they come to you, what would you say?
I would say come get an overview of the process. Come
Thank
to
you.
Neighborhood Housing Services of Birmingham, usually first Saturday of the month at our location. And I need to say, we did move. We moved from our downtown office.
Okay.
We've been there for a while, but we moved to Avondale.
Okay.
And so we're in a new location. And if you Google us, it should come up now. We had to get the sign put up before Google.
Yeah. Somebody else will report your stuff and say, well, it's here.
Exactly.
No,
that's not where
we're at 601 37th Street South now.
Okay.
But you can find us. The phone number's the same. The website's the same. It's still nhsbham.org. nhsbham.org. We're the same company, just a different location, and we're ready to help empower aspiring homeowners. And, you may be closer than you think.
Yeah.
But just to have, so we do the soft pull on the credit. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't count against your credit score, but it helps you see where you are. It helps the counselor see what your debt to income ratio is. And then you work on a plan.
Okay.
So the plan, you might get to the closing table fast. You might get there slow, but we'll be there with you the whole journey.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. HomeWise Expo, you can get that information, maybe some of that information, but this is more so for the homeowners who are already owning. But for those of you who are interested in getting that process going, Neighborhood Housing Services of Birmingham. Very,
right.
very, very thorough information provided today. And the special guest again,
Well, we've got Carmian Hamilton from HGTV.
Carmian Hamilton. That's right.
She's an interior designer and budget-friendly tips for customizing your home and refreshing it so that it'll be like a new house.
Yeah, that's what's up. I make mine new every couple. I get tired of looking at. I don't want to see that no more. Let me do something different. I'm
Change
sick
the
of that. Let
colors
me
here and there.
yeah, like let me go pick up some this or some that. So like I said, spring cleaning is now. So this is a perfect time for those of you who are just looking to get some new tips and tools and just some different things to think about. With you saying all just those small things that gave me a refresher. So when I get out today, I'm gonna go unplug some stuff. Because I'm like, dang, I got all of these things. I don't know why we do that. Why do we do the things that we do? We don't know until somebody calls us out on them. So you know where to be. The other thing I just thought about, people who do have those properties, like those flipped properties that they don't live in, but they do use them for rental properties, Airbnbs. Are they welcome here too?
Well, we're gonna welcome anybody.
Yeah, you can come.
Yeah, you can come. I don't, we want them to be better stewards. So yeah.
Okay.
'Cause we gotta
Okay.
live next to those houses.
I like the
All right,
perspective. Okay, makes sense. So yeah, everybody come because you do own the properties. And you need, you own the property, make the property make sense. I know over here in this area and all around the city, they've been saying that those short rental properties have been problematic. So maybe you should go and get some information on that. Thank you, Dr. Jennifer, for posting this, being my virtual assistant. This event is coming very soon. It'll be Saturday, April 18th, 2026, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Bill Harris Arena, 2340 Crossplex Boulevard. Anything else you want to leave the listeners with?
Just come, find any time that you can get by during that window and you can experience the whole thing. We will have a lot of, we call it edutainment, where presenters will be on the main stage. We've got this young man who's a gardener who's doing the hydroponics over at AG Gaston.
Okay.
And he's producing so much food. So he's going to talk about growing food at home and then go
in the house,
take people to their, to his garden. So
hydroponics,
really get inspired.
aquaponics, super dope. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So everything that you can think of as far as being a homeowner will be at the HomeWise Expo. Any last words for you? Any thoughts?
I think y'all covered it all.
I mean, like just the information. This is one of those opportunities where you can really get more information. People think they know, and then you go to their house and be like, nah, you ain't know. You should have been at the workshop. So this is really good. Shouts out to everybody that's tuned in and listening. Be sure to share this information so that your people can know. If you're a homeowner, you need to be there 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Crossplex on the 18th of April. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you. Fast Five. Yeah, for sure. Fast Five is right now, final 5 minutes. If you have any questions, any thoughts, or comments about the topic, you can call in 994-8949. Since I got you, like just to finish out this Fast Five, I like to do that just to give people time to process what they heard. And if they have any questions, they can reach out or they can put them in the comments. But when you start thinking about like where we are in society, like right now, politically, governmentally, what role, like what do you see any impact on home ownership considering what's happening right now with the president and the
Well, one of the things we do is we administer down payment assistance and it's available to people who make, who don't make as much money. I mean, it's income cap to qualify. But what we're finding is that the home prices are so expensive that, keeping them from buying a money trap, like what you can afford now. I bought a house for $80,000 and it was a great house.
Yeah.
But if you spend $80,000 on a house now, it's going to be a problem.
Whole nother situation.
Yeah. So the cost of homes has gone up. And so we're seeing all these subsidy layers go in. So the banks have down payment assistance. Some other programs may have down payment assistance. So we're layering all these grants onto the deal to make it possible to make the home more affordable, and so people are still getting homes. It's
Okay.
not like it's stopped. And the
Okay,
real
that's
estate
good to know.
market is such that, it may be more expensive, but it's still not getting cheaper. So wherever you get in, you're going to experience appreciation. At least that's how it's really always been, except for 2008, I think,
Mm,
when it collapsed.
Yeah.
But so I think it's always a good time if you have a need and home ownership is right for you. It's not for everybody. So even finding better rentals, we're going to be we're looking at developing more senior rentals.
Okay.
In addition to we're single family home ownership centered. That's kind of been our mainstay, but seniors need nice places to live.
For sure.
So if we
For
can
sure.
do some little cottage communities where people can live close together and have small cottages, we're interested in that sort of development. That would be rental, and it could be. We want to do it for low income seniors. So
I like that. All right. Well, we'll be watching and listening for what Neighborhood Housing Services is doing. And once again, the phone number.
it's 328-4292. That's area code 205-328-4292. Our website is nhsbham.org.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk water. We're going to talk about the waterworks.
We better get out of here.
Look, I've been trying not to, but since I'm here, we might as well talk about it. Got some pointers I want to share with you and some timelines and get you all to talk. I want to hear what you have to say because it's all I've been seeing you talk about. So I want you to do it to the radio. 994-8949. Get ready to call in. You're listening to the Think Tank on a Monday with Lady Wu right here on B94.9 WATV.
So did anybody respond?
All right, all right, all right. The other voice in the community, Lady Wu, is in for Chris Coleman. You are listening to the Think Tank with the Vital Invasion. Y'all, a lot has happened. A lot is going on every single day. There's so many things to discuss. I want to hear from you guys about what's happening. Yeah, and what you think about what I'm about to present. So, had to go back and do a whole lot of digging and research. So I'll tell you why. Let me get my computer and bring it a little bit closer to me. I will tell you why. Because look at it. As things are happening, life is being lived as well. And like it's so much that goes on that you kind of get you get out of the loop on what's going on. So like the whole waterworks thing, a lot of people really don't remember. A lot of people weren't even engaged enough to know, still don't really know. And they're only following the mess of it all. They don't really understand what is truly happening. So trying to piece it all together and make it make sense. Like, make it make sense. I don't know where a lot of people think that the issues started and how we got here. We talked about it last night on the show, just about different things. How did we get here? How do we get to where we are when it comes to what's happening with the water board? So somebody brought it to my attention that even to get to where they are today, there have been some spending, or there has been spending that necessarily, it didn't even have to happen. Like the name change for one, and the rebranding. I was like, dang, I didn't think about that and how much it must cost just to do that part. I don't know if y'all talked about that in here or not, but the name change, it's Birmingham Waterworks, regardless of who, it's the same thing, but they rebranded it. That cost a lot of money. That means new uniforms, new polo shirts with new logos, new water tank painting, new pens, new cups, new everything, new wraps on the truck. I was like, dang, I did not think about that. So that was one thing, just already current unnecessary spending. Then the question about, is it about the citizens? Is it about the employees? Is it about the money? Is it racism? I was like, racist. Okay. So many different angles that this thing has taken. And I want to know your perspective on how we got here. How do you understand that Birmingham and those who get water and use water in Birmingham and surrounding areas, you should be concerned. But how did we get here? Do you really have an understanding of what happened? Somebody said that it started Mayor Arrington's second term. I said, okay. So I'm trying to put it all together, make a timeline. Selling it and pawning it and loaning it and lending it. I'm like, well, somebody has to be able to really break this thing down and make it make sense for those who may not be able to listen to, watch the news and all that every day. Somebody right here just said, yes, it's a grift rooted in racism. So we're still looking at it being racism. And I want clarity on that. Why are we saying that it's racism? Other people blame the mayors, all of the black mayors. They're blaming all of the black mayors. No one is exempt from that. And I want to hear about that if that's how you feel that we got here to this takeover. Then some are blaming the board members for buying into whatever was being told and sold. So it's so many different things. People just basically raping the waterworks. So now here we are with it being taken over. There are outstanding lawsuits against the board. Nobody knows what happened to those who filed them. They just don't know. Nothing's being said about those. And then billing being the major thing when the people actually started to speak up and speak out. So I want to know what you think about that. And I want to add this twist to the conversation about people being qualified for the positions that pay them. You could keep that here with the waterworks, or it could be about anything. I have been on jobs where I'm looking at the people that supervise me, and I'm like, you're not even capable, qualified, or equipped to be doing what you're doing, but you're getting a check way bigger than mine, and I should be advising you. I should be leading you. I should be managing you. Contracts being given to people who are underqualified, have no experience in the field that they are getting the money in or for, and they say that we, the black people, did that to the waterworks. I'm like, dang, that's a lot. So this is what I found out doing research. I'm just telling y'all what I found out, and I want to know what you think about it. Is that a fair assessment to make about what has happened to the waterworks? 994-8949 is the number for you to get in on this conversation from this angle. I chose to take a different angle on this conversation because there's a lot of people saying a lot of different things. And the only way we really find some common ground is to have the conversation. How do you even think that we got here? And now, why is it that we are blaming who we're blaming? Oh, Birmingham. Oh, Birmingham. So we know now that the fluoride piece is a big part of this conversation as well. The fluoride is being removed from the water. People don't really understand what that's about or why. And I'm going to tell you that it was simply done to save money, just like the firings of the employees, to save money because the money is apparently not there. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And I want to know what your thoughts are on how we got here. Okay. How did we get here? I'm going to go to the phone lines and see what you think. How did we get here? Caller, you're in the think tank. What you got?
Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Eat me some chips and listening to you.
I hear it. Don't smack and we good.
So, I tell you, I got involved with dealing with the Birmingham Waterworks when Bernard Kincaid was in office.
Okay.
Richard Ayrton wanted to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Bernard Kincaid came out and explained to the citizens what was going on.
Okay.
About the trap doors and all this type stuff. How the city was going to lose out. I got on board. Me, Carol Reynolds, and some other people that worked at the Birmingham Waterworks.
Okay.
We fought and we was able to stop them from selling the Birmingham Waterworks at that particular time. William Bell got involved years later on, and he played his role in messing this thing up as well. So reach out to some of the old heads that have been around. Like I said, Bernard Kincaid, he's somebody that can shine a lot of light on it. So they've been trying to get this water system for a long time.
And that's exactly why I said I wanted to go about it this way so that we could hear from callers like you. And like you said, old heads to really break down how we got here. So why was it, in your opinion, why was it such a big deal to want to sell it? Like, why sell it? Why?
Well, that's something that you can ask Richard Ayrton about.
Okay.
Because he was the one that led that thing to want to sell it, to give away our assets, to talk about building schools and all that kind of stuff. And I think the only thing we got out of it at that time was building Carver High School. So that's why Carver High School ended up being so big at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah. So like I said, I hope some of the old heads call in and able to help shine light on this, to help you, be able to sift through what's going on.
Thank you so much.
That's my little bit.
I appreciate that. And that's what I'm talking about. So the value of conversation from all aspects is so important. Like the different perspectives, how we got here. And what I hear a lot of and what I've been experiencing just from these general research conversations is a lot of blame and finger pointing. And it really goes back to who is whose favorite, who you like personally. And I'm like, well, does that really have a place in this conversation? So we're just wondering, is it rooted in finances, nepotism, racism, age? Like, what is it? What is it for real? And I think now we're starting to get to the bottom of how we got here. So, Tommy, they claim it is to save money. Is that altogether true or not? And I think every time something major happens, those who can make the decision say that it's to save money. We're doing this to save money. We're doing this to eliminate this or that. But at the end of the day, people are losing jobs. They are losing their well-being because of stuff that they may not even know. They don't even know how they got in these positions. I just got a job, so they don't know either. So that is why we're having the conversation this way. That's exactly why we're having the conversation this way. 994-8949 if you want to get in on the conversation, talking about the waterworks, of course, and how we got here. There are some other things that have happened, and we'll tap in on a couple of those as well. We will. And we're going to make this thing do what it do in an hour. That's how we're going to play it. I got some text comments too. If you can, comment on the stream. And that'll shine some light for everybody so that they can see the comments as well. 994-8949 is the number. And we can talk about it from there. So got an interview sent to me from a former CAW employee as well. We'll talk or play that second half possibly. But the idea of working and being qualified for the positions that you may end up getting, the contracts that you may end up getting, and it being a burden on the people. We're dealing with that in federal government. We're dealing with things now that have nothing to do with us, but we carry the brunt of it because we're the people. We're the ones that pay. And I just want to hear what you guys got to say about it. Hey, Miss Cynthia, welcome in. What up? I see another woo right here. Couldn't possibly, especially with higher ups making $750,000. I'm not sure exactly what the first part is about, but that part alone, $750,000, people don't see that in a lifetime. And so you think about higher ups making that off of our utility. That's crazy. That's crazy. So are we upset? Like, tell me what we're upset about. If the $750,000 earners have been shaken from the tree, was there some mismanagement? And we're calling that racism? Like, help me understand your perspective on this, because I've been hearing a lot of things that have me looking at a lot of people a lot of different ways. I want y'all to make this make sense so that we can have educated conversations on where we are as a community, especially when it comes to the waterworks. Okay. Comment right here says that, hey, I am 37 years old and I have no clue what any of this is about. Woo. I've been trying to follow up, been trying to piece it together, and I don't understand it. I don't know who tried to sell what or why they tried to sell it. I don't know why the people got fired. I don't know who the man is that they brought in. I don't know any of it. All I know is that if I don't pay my water bill, it will be cut off. That type thing right there. So we don't know. A lot of people really do not know what is happening or how we got here, which makes this conversation imperative. All right. So if you think you've been done wrong by the Waterworks Board or by the city or whoever, I want to hear from you. 994-8949. Then we're going to get into this fluoride conversation. We're going to talk about that as well. But I do want to hear from you all on your thoughts on how we got here and who I need to pull up on to ask them questions. The last caller said, well, ask Mayor Bell, ask former Mayor William Bell. I could do that. He said, ask former Mayor Richard Arrington. I could do that. But I kind of want to hear from you, because it's you that are having all the conversations. I'm seeing the Facebook post and the conversations there, and I'm like, these aren't connecting. These dots are not connecting. So hit me up. Commissioner Sheila Tyson has said a lot and felt a lot of ways about this. She would be great to hear from, but I didn't reach out to anybody today because before I came in, I was sneezing and trying to figure how I was going to pull this off. So here we are. We're pulling it off the best way we can. But it's going to take you to tell me how you see the situation that we're in. It's really interesting that we don't hear about other utilities in this way. We don't hear about Alabama Power in this way. We hear about Alabama Power throwing lavish parties and making sure they keep the lights on. We don't hear about Spire or Spectrum or any of the other utilities in this way. Only the waterworks. And they say it's because the people had it first. It was power to the people, and the people mismanaged. And now here we are where the other people feel like they got to come in and clean up behind us. I hate to say it, but that's what's been said. I'm just pulling notes from what y'all said. All right, Ashley. Ashley says, right, how we got here and how can we avoid being the next Flint, Michigan? The only thing I loved about Flint was Eric May. Long live Eric May. So yeah, how do we get out of this bind? There are some lawsuits out, Ashley, some outstanding lawsuits that have kind of gone on deaf ears, I guess. I don't know. We don't know what happened to those lawsuits, but right now we're in the middle of a power transition yet again. And I'm wondering how that's going to shape up. So if you feel like you know more than the average bear, 994-8949, you have your thoughts and feelings, you know for sure how we got here. Hit us up and let us know. Hit us up and let us know. All right. So the fluoride piece of this conversation. Oh, but before we go there, let's see. Oh, Kincaid was the worst. Tell me how. Like how? And in as it pertains to the waterworks, how? How was he the worst? Eric Mays is my underwritten mentor. Absolutely. I love that energy, his knowledge about Robert's Rules of Order, if nothing else. I learned a lot from him on that. Point of order. I'm talking. Don't play with me. Tommy, I can't understand why we would eliminate something that would help our dental health. For one, would not mind paying extra for better health. All right, so he's talking about the fluoride piece. But before we get to that, I'm waiting on some responses on how we can say that one leader, some administration was worse than others in this situation when it comes to the water. Like who made the move that messed it all up? You talk about board presidents, people serve time for things that happen with the water board. So like I'm really wondering how we perceive what has happened. It's real crazy. 994-8949. And your comments can also go right here in the live feed. So fluoride, what is it? We talk about fluoride with toothpaste and mouthwash and things like that. But then in our daily drinking water, it's a thing. And a lot of people don't understand that fluoride is it's a natural mineral that strengthens tooth enamel and prevents tooth decay. It combats acid producing bacteria. That's what it does. That's the purpose that it serves. And then community water fluoridation. Some places have removed fluoride, but after tooth decay, rates rose significantly and they had to add it back. All right. So basically, well, I'll get into that in a minute. But that's what it is. That's all fluoride is. It's a natural mineral. And it treats the water. And it's in the water currently, been in there over 60 years. Like for a long time. A lot of us have grown up with fluoride in the water. But now there's a plan to take it out. And we're going to talk about that part of it. Miss Andrea says that if the waterworks is having money problems, why would you hire someone making that salary? Why? Hey, Miss Regina, I think we got into this trouble when Jeff Germany pulled strings and got money. Then our bills went up. Bell and Arrington should know more. Okay, y'all. All right. So I'm hearing like who we think, what we think, how we think we got here. And it's a lot of people to blame in it. And once again, it shows that people may lack the power. So the power was to the people or to those who we chose to represent us. And then they did the things that benefited them. This is what I'm gathering. What benefited them. And now here we are. That's what I'm gathering. Okay. Now, how do we get from here? Is there a way to get out of here? There are some lawsuits. There are some attorneys who are working diligently for those who were basically wrongfully terminated. So we even have questions about that. Like, can you do that to people in Alabama? Can you just fire people in Alabama just because y'all ain't making enough money? Or over a drug test that nobody knew about? Like, oh, so many things. Can you do any of that? We're going to talk about that too. But first things first, how do we get here? Was it Mayor Arrington? Was it Mayor Bell? Was it Mayor Langford? Was it Kincaid? Was it the board? Oh, who made the wrong turn back there somewhere that got us here today? Because this is going to be a conversation for years to come if we don't get some solutions and get some understanding on what happened and why we're in this predicament. And then the fluoride piece. And we're going to break it down to make it be the race issue because there are some racial issues in this. So people are saying, yeah, I think it's a race issue. Well, I think it's a black and white thing. And I'm like, here we go again. Everything is a race issue in the civil rights city. Dang, we can't get away from that either, huh? No matter what the topic is, no matter what we're talking about, it always ends up being a black and white issue. And I want to see if you all are going to make the same connection that I'm making on this black and white issue about the waterworks. And then more specifically, the fluoride. Okay. All right. Other places have taken fluoride out of their water as well. And they didn't, it didn't kill anybody. That's not what we're looking at. But it's almost a free link to healthcare, a free link to resources. Miss Andrea says, I think we should get lower rates if you're cutting the fluoride out. Okay. You won't believe how much this fluoride treatment is annually. I want y'all to guess that. Guess how much the fluoride treatment has been said to be, allegedly? Just guess. Put in the comments, like annually to treat the water system, how much do you think that fluoride treatment is? And they say they don't have it. Some of you have this in your account right now. I want you to just guess. Notice how fast Richard Arrington got into business as a funeral home director. I don't recall. The board keeps secrets from other board members, or the board keeping secrets from other board members is one of the problems. And then it started when the water was sold, and then with changing the Mayor Council Act. Okay. All right. The Mayor Council Act is what changed this. Yeah, ooh wee. So I think I'm gonna chop it up for a few more minutes when we come back, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna get on out of here. But I want to chop it up about what we've discussed so far. Like, you all have shared a lot of the same things. And I'm starting to think that is the real reason. But how does this impact us today? Those people that have been fired and lost their jobs with no explanation. How are we looking to stand up to the powers that be? In any way, like, who stands up? Who are we expecting to stand up? Who are we expecting to apologize? Like, what is it that the people are expecting? The reason that this is such a hot topic. Some of us don't live in Birmingham, but we have a vested interest in Birmingham water. And then that's what's going to take me back to that fluoride piece. Before I get out of here for this part of the show, let me read some of your comments. What's up, Jason? It's my schoolmate. Fluoride protects the enamel on your teeth. It does. It does, which is why here we have, quote unquote, better teeth than other places. Like, y'all know how the Brits, talk about that all the time. In other places, other maybe third world countries, other places that have eliminated fluoride, they say we have better teeth over here. But I got to tell you something. I'm going to add that piece when we come back. I'm just trying to hold on to it for a minute. $4 billion was said Friday to repair some filtering systems. Yeah, but no. Just for the fluoride treatment. Just that alone. Annually in the water system. $250,000. I was like, that ain't really a lot of money for real. When you think about a whole system, a whole city, that's crazy. But that's what they said. $250,000. And that's all. That's it. I'm like, y'all, this ain't making sense. It's not connecting for your girl. Wanting to keep power and stop others from having power. It was never about the people. Wow. So it's never power to the people, never about the people. Was it sold or taken over by the state? And see, Cheryl, there lies the confusion about all of this. You have to have been able to be taking notes for years back, like 20 plus years back, 30 years back. I can't even answer that. The pipes under the earth are a long time overdue for changing. That will cost $1 million or more to repair pipes. All right. So yeah, here we are today, 2026, talking about issues from 1990s, like the 80s, late 80s, 90s, around about whenever it started. Like whenever it started, and here we are today. Like right now, we're laying history for years to come. 2072, they'll be talking about these things that we put in place. And there'll be some people in between, like me, that only got certain parts of it. And so it takes us to talk as a community to be able to share the information and not just hearsay, what she said, what he said when they called in the other day, but what what's factual and where it started. So that's what we're doing today. We're trying to piece the puzzle together to see how we got here and why we're having to continue to have this conversation about the waterworks and the changes that are happening. I'm quite sure if it's some news on right now, something else has happened today. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. And talk about the race issue and all of this. It was sold first, which started the path for the takeover. It's always like that. You sell it because you want to get some vested interest or get something else. You want to up it. And I could sell it and get this and do that. But then it is not. It's the people are still affected. It's not what you think. It's not going to shape up exactly how you thought, because now that went legal. Well, that was audited differently. That wasn't supposed to happen that way. That was nepotism. That was favoritism. Oh, man. But the racism, we're going to get into that. Does anyone think that Governor Kay Ivey knows more about the legality of this takeover on file? Probably. It it is still a public corporation, okay? And then Regina Lavender, probably much more than that for most of the system. So yeah, much more than $1 million to be able to redo pipes all over the system, because it's not just right here in the inner city or the metro area, it's all over. All right. Ashley, I like this comment. There is always a cause and effect. And I think that's what we forget. No matter what we do today, somebody will be impacted tomorrow. And we are going to talk about how this situation can impact us for years to come, especially in the urban areas. Especially in the urban areas. Over the mountain, they may not have as many issues with the fluoride being removed as we do. I wonder why. We'll talk about it in the think tank. I'm going to hang around and push through for you right here on B94.9 WATV.
In politics as usual, I believe in listening, serving, and delivering results for the people I represent. With your support, I'll continue fighting for our neighborhoods, our children, and our future. On May 19th, I'd be honored to earn your vote, paid for by the Commission.
Own a home in Birmingham? Repairs, insurance, and maintenance can feel overwhelming, but help is here. Join us at the HomeWise Expo, Saturday, April 18th at Bill Harris Arena. Get expert advice, trusted resources, and real solutions. Featuring HGTV designer Camion Hamilton. Get your free HomeWise Expo ticket at Eventbrite.
Yes, it's spring. Time to come alive again and shake that load off. Hi, my name is Wu, and I'm your resident therapist. This quarter, I'm encouraging you to take control of your dysfunction and function again. Get some sunshine and breathe deep to tackle all of the things that have held you down and that hold you back. Like when you don't respond, but you react. Or when you feel unheard, but you haven't said a word. Let's talk. Give us a call, 205-452-0111. Vital Life Family Counseling. And look out for Heal on Wheels. Blow the horn when you see us out. It's spring. Get in where you fit in. 205-452-0111.
24/7 entertainment. The future of Southern Soul and R&B. Mike Clark Jr. performing live. Friday, March 27th at the 1225 Lounge in Birmingham. Hosted by Big Bro. Doors open Showtime around 10. Enjoy drinks, hookah, access to the Cigar Rush Friday, March 27th. Known as Mike Clark Jr. Mike Clark Jr. The 1225 Lounge, 1157 Baker Highway South, Birmingham, Alabama. Advance tickets and VIP sections and tables can be purchased on Eventbrite.com. This is the one of the R&B and Southern Soul Morning Monthly Series. W235BS Birmingham, WATV Birmingham. We are B94.9 WATV, and the V stands for Mariah.
Hey, wait just a minute.
It's time now for the 3-time Abby Award-winning think tank with Chris Cole. Got something to say? Hit Chris up at 205-994-8949 right now. The think tank continues. Now.
It's B94.9 WATV, Lady Wu, and for Chris Coleman today on a Mood, Music, and Motivation Monday for my show. And that continues just talking about what's happening locally here in the city. I got a message about the fear of flying right now because TSA has been overtaken by ICE. So we put these 3 letters everywhere and we expect control. I don't know what is expected, but ICE has already responded in the wrong way at the airport. We may have a minute to tap into that and to get your thoughts and feelings on flights right now, especially during spring break. I was supposed to be in Mexico today, like literally today, and I canceled after the cartel leader was killed. We just kind of knew that, like, you don't want to go over there, but I should have gone. But then I would have run into the issues with the flights and TSA and all that. Oh man, just a lot everywhere. So this is kind of like your opportunity for just a vent box. It's a think tank, but you ain't really got to think about how you feel. Like, you know what you've been feeling, what you've been experiencing, what you've been seeing, what you've been hearing. And if you want to talk about it, I'm opening it up for you to just talk about it. It's a lot. And a lot of times we're just in it, trying to take it all in, trying to figure out what applies, and you don't really know what applies to you until you're put in a situation to have to deal with it. Like you're at the airport in line for what should be a couple of minute process. You got clear, you got TSA pre-check, you got all that, and you still get to the line and you're still there for 3 hours waiting on delays. Not to mention like at airports like LaGuardia where a plane collided with a fire truck on the tarmac. Like so many things are happening. All right. So yeah, at any point you can call in with those thoughts and feelings about any of the things that you are experiencing and hearing and that are making you feel away. Now that I can assist with today. I can always do that. I'm always in the mood for that. Um, as far as researching and trying to catch up on what's happening like with the waterworks, y'all gonna have to lead that conversation. So that's what we're doing today. We were talking about the fluoride. And now we're gonna make the conversation a black and white conversation, a racial conversation. It was brought to my attention that other areas have removed fluoride from their water as well. Like, yes, it's been in the water forever as a free safety precaution. It's treatment. Like this is treating the water. Okay. It may not impact over the mountain as much as in the metro city and in the urban areas due to access to dental care. Now, when I got that piece, I was like, so that brings another perspective to this whole thing. Let me share with you a quote from the health department. Dr. David Hicks, Jefferson County Health Officer, on the importance of preserving water fluoridation. In Jefferson County and across Alabama, we face real challenges in access to dental care. Water fluoridation is not a cure-all, but it is a proven and affordable tool that protects everyone, especially children. Preserving it is a practical step toward a healthier community. All right, this is after 770,000 customers I will be losing this access or this treatment. And yeah, you do have dental coverage with Medicaid and things like that, but it's not just the realistic thought of access and resources being restricted and not the lack of concern about urban areas and care. That's a simple thing. Fluoride is a simple thing that's already there. So that's that. Ruby, you say you just get off the news. So yeah, saying the exact same thing. Absolutely. So it needs to be said all over that this is something that makes a difference for our children. This is a great time for you to use Google and pull up the explanations about that. Hey, Angie. All right. So blackout in Cuba. I told y'all on the show last night, Trump said he was going to take Cuba and do whatever he want to do with it because he can. And basically, we see how he's been allowed to do just that. He can. No lights, no water yet. Yeah. And I had to skip my summer vacation. Well, the first one anyway. For self-care, I try to go somewhere at least once a month, even if it's right up or down the line, like just to get away from all of this, from the waterworks and all the rest of it that's going on right here in the city. Try to move around a little bit. But the trip to Mexico was canceled. Would have been leaving today. And it's the chaos that's being created in so many areas. Like every area of life right now, there's some chaos being created to distract us from everything. And for the most part, everybody is saying from the Epstein files. I can't go as far as to say if the waterworks has anything. The Birmingham waterworks is a distraction from the Epstein files, but everything else for sure is. So I'm getting your thoughts and feelings on all of that. Y'all are carrying the show today. So all that mess y'all be talking during the week when I tune in, when I have a chance to. I want to hear today, but I want to hear from a different perspective. I want you to lead the conversation. I want you to be the expert on your own situation, on your own perspective about your own water, your own neighborhood, how the news is impacting and affecting you. That's what I want to hear because I'm learning from you today. That probably got me bent. So I want to hear from y'all. Get me straight. Aqua water system, like pure water filtration, is not really too high. $59 monthly. Thank you for that. So still, that's an option. I'm gonna star that comment, and then right here, can he just go to Cuba and stay? You feel me? Like, why not? You want to do something with it so bad? Go over there. Go over there. Go to Venezuela. Go wherever you're trying to go. But for some reason, they won't stand up to him. If you impeach him, it's this or that. This will happen. But then I saw something today where they said if J.D. Vance would just do this. I want to say it was the 25th Amendment. If he would use his, let's see what that is. I'm gonna pull that up. Pull that up. And see what can happen. They say that J.D. Vance was urged to invoke the 25th Amendment against Trump. Hold on. I'm going to come to the phone in just a minute. Let me see. Discussions regarding the 25th Amendment and Donald Trump have centered on Section 4, which allows the vice president and a cabinet majority to remove a president deemed unable to discharge their duties. Oh, okay. Let me go to the phone lines first. Caller, you're in. What you got? Hello?
I have a question for something else. It's not for the topic that you're on right now.
Okay.
I'll just call back.
Okay, call back right at the end of the show.
Okay.
All right, love.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. So yeah, you can call in with whatever it is. This is your time. If it's something that is personal, you can text 205-452-0111. That is like if it's a mental health thing or whatever, because I did ask the question about how you are taking all of these things in along with your everyday life. Like your everyday life on top of what we're hearing and what we're seeing. It's a lot. So this is your opportunity to just talk about it. You can call in and just get to talking. Regina says, I am waiting for Trump to answer Iran's 3 demands. Invoke the 25th Amendment. He needs to be held accountable for his comments on Mueller's death. Yeah, that was crazy too. He said, I'm glad he's dead. Yeah, insane. Insensitivity, insane, no empathy, crazy. But this is what we allowed to happen. They say the black man did it. So I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I voted for Harris. All right. Caller, you're in with the show. What are your thoughts or feelings about anything that you've heard or anything that you haven't heard?
Okay, I was calling about the water, the fluoride.
Yes, ma'am.
Someone had mentioned Aqua Company or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had talked with them today. They do have the natural water, but it doesn't have fluoride in it. And we're worrying about the fluoride. We need to worry about some of these other means and germs and hoping that they are cleaning the water and doing what they need to do to keep our water safe as far as the bacteria. You know, they're saying they have less employees, less ones with experience out there, so that is really a concern. But you're talking about the fluoride in other places. I was talking with a cousin in Florida on Saturday, and some cities or counties down in those areas, they have taken the fluoride out, and it appears to be hitting. I don't know if they are predominantly African American areas or, low economical areas that they have in these different places that they're starting to do this. And then in one county or so forth in Utah, I heard them talking about that they have taken the fluoride out of their water. So I don't know if it's part of 2025 thing that they are doing, gradually hitting different areas, doing different things.
Thank you so much for that.
Okay.
I'm going to pull up what she said about Florida. I was doing a little research before I came in and saw about Miami-Dade and several other places down in the area doing the same thing and about the effects that we'll see later on. Caller, you're in with the show. What you got?
Hey. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
You know what? And the good part about seeing you on Facebook with 94.9 correctly done means you're on the right track already. Well, I say Chris have it backwards.
How you do that?
Here's the thing.
Okay, what you got?
Because that's my brother.
Okay, what you got?
Here's the thing. The thing about the fluoride, this is something I've been fighting Birmingham Water Works for almost 14 years because nobody went to the city council, went to the county commission, went to the state and said, we want fluoride.
Yeah.
That never happened. Somebody just said, you know what, we got a bunch of black folks in this town. We got black folks running it. And if we give them certain incentives, they'll put fluoride in the water. And here's the thing, that's medication without representation. Real straight up. They giving you a chemical that you're not even, I got one for you. Next time you go to the store or to the drugstore, just walk down the aisle where the fluoride toothpaste is, and read the instructions.
Yes.
It will tell you, do not swallow. It'll say, do not swallow. So why are we swallowing it in our water if it ain't to do something to us mentally or physically?
Okay.
Now, I'll tell you one thing about my good white folks. When they get in control, they're not going to poison themselves. Notice how when the white man took over the water system, no, we're taking that out. And we're just going to tell them it's a budget issue. We're going to make sure we ain't poisoning us. Well, we are, if you're in certain parts of town, your water's coming from the river. But if you're in Hoover, Mountain Brook, Vestavia Hills, it's coming from Lake Purdy.
Okay. Look, they said you got a point. Yeah, you got a point. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you got to research this stuff. Most dentists, and when you ask them, notice how when you go to your dentist's office, they always have a water bottle for you to drink. You're not drinking fluoridated. No, how do they say fluoridated water?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not doing it. And I disagree. And I've actually had to call my mayor and say, you're on the wrong side of this. You're talking about it protects your teeth. Well, I don't want to protect my teeth. If I'm having a drink of water, working out, I don't need fluoride. As a matter of fact, I wish it didn't have to deal with the chloride. But guess what? I just wanted to make a point. Thank you for hearing me, and have a great day.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling in. I like the calls with different perspectives, and it is something to think about. All of a sudden, this major change, and I think, we hear things and they become very like buzz terms and fear tactics, and why they don't, like the way we think about things. So it just brings different perspective. Ashley, very good point as well about a certain percentage. I want to say 0.7%. And, I don't know numbers for real, but it sounds small. They want to take it out, though, however much it is. Numerous U.S. cities and counties are removing and have removed fluoride from public water, driven by concerns over potential health risks such as reduced IQ. Okay, that's big, right? We already have frontal lobe issues. Y'all know I know what I'm talking about, like for real on that. Frontal lobe issues and deficits. So why would I want to, reduce IQ, or regarding it as a form of compulsory medication. Like our caller just said, medication without representation, no real explanation on what it is. So yeah, we have to really research on our own, not just listen to a talk show and let that be it. You really have to dig. You really, really, really have to dig. You can always visit the Birmingham Public Library. Each neighborhood has a branch in its neighborhood. Go to your library branch, check out some books, read, do some things. Miami-Dade County is one. There are other places in Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, and Idaho. Alabama cities such as Abbeville, Childersburg, Silicaga, Orange Beach, and Grand Bay have removed fluoride from their water system. So it's not just Birmingham. I bet we didn't really pay attention to that. Other locations, Yorktown and Somers in New York, Davis County in Utah, Mukwonago in Wisconsin, Abilene in Texas, and Live Oak in Florida have also recently ended fluoridation. While opponents cite potential health hazards, proponents, including the American Dental Association, argue that removing it results in higher cavity rates and increased dental cost. Okay, so that's where the issue of color comes in. Reversals. Calgary, Canada, which removed fluoride in 2011. I told you about this when I first started talking about it. Decided to resume fluoridation after studies showed increased tooth decay in children. That came from CNN and a YouTube video. Buffalo, New York also announced that it would resume fluoridation after a decade-long pause. So it takes time to see the results of all of these things, including the sale and trade and pawn and purchase of the waterworks, the different hands that the documents have gone through, all the files, all the people, all the places, all the deals, all the promises, all the communications, all of these things. We start to see the results later, like right now. But with the removal of the fluoride, we shall see later. All right, more of your comments right now. Okay. Those sound like rural areas. Okay, maybe. But when you think about black areas right here in Birmingham, Alabama, not rural at all, but the fluoride is coming out. And yeah, you do have pediatric dentistry, like I said, that's covered by Medicaid. We have that, but the access and the knowledge of resources and our just real talk, our parents taking children to the dentist like that. When my baby was little, I did, and it was covered by Medicaid. We went to where they sent us to go for her cleanings. In it, she didn't even need fillings, so no fillings, no caps, none of that. But she was brought up with fluoride in the water. What happens to the children however long this lasts from now? So it's just a thought. I'm not saying that I'm for or against. I'm just being a journalist having a conversation about what is happening. Now, your thoughts and feelings on TSA working, no, on ICE working for TSA. I did not want to have any encounters with ICE. I did not want to have any encounters with ICE. But if I travel, I may have some encounters with ICE. And I'm hearing that they have already, there's already a video out of an ICE agent wrongfully apprehending a mother in an airport. So mess has already started. Let them do whatever their job was. If it was immigration, let them do that. If I'm traveling and I just need TSA to check and make sure I ain't bringing nothing in the airport, pay them and bring them back. We're going to talk about that, the final part of the show. Carrie, I hadn't seen you or heard from you in a minute. Welcome back. Let them folks run the waterworks and let them take Birmingham back over while we at it. We as Black people have been trying to run Birmingham since 1979, and we as Black people dropped the ball. These dirt road towns have passed us. Trustful, Hoover, Gardendale. We still got water under Airport Mesa Highway. And that tunnel been closed going on 3 years. He said what he said. Okay, now what you got to say? He said what he said. And that has been one of the accusations that, hey, you all were running it. And I hate to be the bearer of that bad news, but it is my duty to speak from a general perspective of how we got here. How did we get here? And basically it's saying from mismanagement, you had since 1979, it's over 40 years. I know, right? Over 40 years to run it. And basically he's like, you ran it and dropped it. You fumbled. You fumbled. And then he's saying this to like Black leadership. Wow. I agree with you on that. Wow. Damn. Sheesh. Terry, nope. They left and took the funding with them. That's always the issue when they leave it with us. Okay, so they leave it with us after they bankrupt. Basically, what's about to happen to the whole United States, right? Like after you done tore it down and messed it up and stole from it and robbed it and all that and misappropriated, and legislated wrongfully, then you leave it with us. Okay, I can feel that too. But that's a strong man. That's strong though. I'm gonna read it again. Let them folks run that. And while they're at it, let them take Birmingham back too. I said, ooh, now that part I don't know about all that. We as Black people, now this is an accountability statement. Y'all know I'm a therapist. So I got to get to that part. This is an accountability statement. We as Black people have been trying to run Birmingham. Trying? That's what he said. Since 1979. And we as Black people dropped the ball. These dirt road towns have passed us. Now, you think about Trustful, Hoover, Gardendale, Irondale, Fultondale. They kind of blossoming for real. They are. And we still got water on the Mesa Airport Highway. Ooh. Okay. Going to the phone lines. Caller, what you got?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
What we need to do, we need to go to the water board and let them know.
Okay.
And speak up and say, hey, we're not going to have this out of y'all. And if you want to be down here, we can split you out. It's a way we can get you out.
Okay.
It's a way we can get them out. We just got to go down there and let them know we is not taking this mess.
So what do you think the way would be to, to finally get them out?
They'll get tired of seeing us there. They'll get tired of seeing us, and then they'll have to go somewhere else because they'll get tired of seeing them black folks is down here every day, and we are tired of seeing them down here, and they will go somewhere else. They give the black people chance enough to run the city, but we got to be educated enough to run the city and not let them run us.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, when we had these conversations, I call them colored conversations. And Tamika, you on what I'm on. Like, what is that we would be doing? Other, show up and then what? They close the windows. Like, I don't have to see y'all outside. I can walk through you, whatever, blinders on. Legislation and proper representation is really what it takes. But like I said, you all are leading the show tonight. SW, you hit it right on. Elected officials appoint the board. So it starts at the polls. Protesting is great. Boycotting is great. But effectiveness comes with the vote. It comes with legislation. You think about how many people are bought to do what they're doing and told to do and all that. But if you vote them in, you vote them out. We're seeing it on every level. Got a comment that said it's called white flight. They would rather keep property in the city, but move to the burbs and build that up. I ain't lying. That's black flight. Like, I'm moving to, where y'all be going? McCalla. What's the other? Alabaster. I live in, where they be living? Alabaster, McCalla. I was about to say Pleasant Grove. I'm okay with that. But they move out. You're right, listener. And then get on the radio and talk about the other areas that they leave lots in or family homes in. Yeah, oh man. Don't get me started on that part. I ain't gonna talk about y'all too bad because it's your show today. I want you to talk. Terry, the state strips all the funding and resources, then want to say that we aren't doing what needs to be done. And yeah. Miss Regina, if we collectively stop water payments for 1 month, we may get a better response than protesting. Okay, so here's some ideas. Like, I believe in being solution. Oh, yes, Chelsea and Calera. My goodness, girl, everybody. I live out in Chelsea now. That's why I don't come see you. But look, how do you do that? If we collectively stop water payments for 1 month, when is it that they cut the water off? What does that look like? Strategy. What does any of this look like if the people decide to respond? When the people respond, when the people stand up, when the people rise up, federally, locally, when the people in your house, when the family rises up against the one hellion, like, what does that look like? How does it go? Okay. I'm feeling a little bit better now. That Benadryl kicking in. I needed some water to take it though, so I really want to know what that looks like. Like, if we stop making payments to the water board for a month, that's a utility that we need in every way. Like, you use water to flush. I mean, everything. I got to know how that looks. How could that work? Tell me about that. So you're saying the protest might not work. So let's boycott. Let's not pay the bill. What does that look like? All right, y'all. We need some ideas on how to fight back, how to stand up. I'm still want to talk about ICE and TSA. We may get to it, we may not. I ain't really gonna push the issue too big, but I do want to talk about it a tad bit if you want to. If you don't, we don't have to. We ain't got to talk about it. But if you want to, it's your show today. I want to hear what you want to say. I'm just gonna run this board, answer this phone, and throw some journalistic skills in between. That's all I'm here for today. I want to hear about solutions. I want to hear your thoughts on how we got here. If you still hadn't answered that question, how did we get here? How do we get from here? That's all it's about today. It's a Monday. Real easy on a Monday. Carla, I'm going to get you. Let me see. I'm in the commercial. Carla, I'm going to get you in a second. I'm going to come to you in just a second. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back for the final half of the Think Tank right here on B94.9. WATV is Lady Wu in for Chris Coleman today. Just hold your horses. We'll be right back.
Or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Vioza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in
So you can focus on what matters most. Call 470-231-5561. That's 470-231-5561. Precise Tax and Accounting. Knowledge you can trust, results you can count on. Come up on the web, precisetaxandaccounting.com.
Thunder Lights is celebrating 5 years of film, and your child can be a part of it. Calling all 4th and 12th graders interested in happening. Don't miss the 5th annual film camp. Join us at the YMCA Youth Center, 2400 7th Avenue North from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Learn from industry pros like Jim Harper, Greenleaf, Tony Bond of Beat the Browns, Devon Johnson from Tyler Perry's The Oval, and Carl Anthony Payne from the hit sitcom Martin. Lights, camera, confidence. Register now and let the star shine. Call 205-370-7805. It's the biggest Southern Soul Blues show in the world. The Spring Fling Music Festival, April 11th at the grounds in Mobile, with an all-new setup and all-new layout so there's more space, and an all-new stage featuring some of the biggest names in Southern Soul. King Joe, Tucker, and over 40 other artists all on one stage. For more info and tickets, call 251-379-8283 or check out MagneticProductions.com. Spring Fling, April 11th at the grounds. The voice of the community returns. You already know what it is. It's Chris Coleman inside the think tank on V94.9 WATP.
It's V94.9 WATV. Lady Wu in for Chris Coleman today. Vital invading the think tank on a Mood, Music, and Motivation Monday. Coming straight to the phone lines. Caller, you're in with the show. What is your thought, feeling, question?
All right, Lady Wu, how you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
So, I understand about the when you guys say the voting part, because I do vote.
Yeah.
But the way that they're going about this is illegal, so the voting part wouldn't matter anyway. I think that we hear say it all the time that the only time that these folks understand is when you hit them in their pocket.
Okay.
Now I had been said about a month ago that we should collectively not pay our bills since they so big on saving money. And I know that's gonna hurt us. I mean, but it seems like we finna get hurt in this process either way it goes.
Anyway, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Okay.
And far as the TSA stuff go,
All right.
ain't nothing wrong with a little. You got to put it on the road, make it a road trip. Don't go to the airport.
Okay. So solution focus. I like the way you think. So, if it's an obstacle here, we're gonna fight it this way. We'll come back this way. We'll go over it. We'll go under it. We'll go through it. But we're not gonna just let them just beat up on us.
No, you can't just let them press down on us. Look, we gonna feel this hit anyway. You know what I'm saying? You might as well hit back. I know that not paying your water bill is gonna be comfortable, man. But you can go to. I know most of us can do it. I know everybody not gonna be able to do it. The same thing that happens with that Target boycott.
Yeah.
If enough of us do it, then maybe I think it'll hurt them too.
Okay.
And they will have no choice but come to the table and listen. So, yeah, I think we have to get. I think we have to get uncomfortable.
Get uncomfortable. Thank you so much for that call. Caller, you're in with the show. What are your thoughts, feelings, comments, questions?
Hey, Wood, I'm talking about the ICE agent.
Okay, come on.
I don't think they should be at the airport. I think they cause more harm than good. Just from their reputation. And I just feel that they had a bill that the Orange Pimp, told them not to vote on it. That would have given the TSA workers some money just to pull up.
That was today, right? He refused earlier.
Right. And I think if you send them anywhere, send them to Iran.
Okay.
That's my thought of it.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. Caller, you're in with the show. Question, thoughts, feeling, comment.
I'm good. How you doing, Ms. Wu?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Good. I agree with the last couple calls. As far as us, it's almost like if we're gonna feel the pain, let's everybody feel the same pain. Then
okay.
They take our money regardless. They gonna whether we in pain or we're not in pain. They feel like we need them. Actually, they need us. We've already proved that with the latest boycott. If we get on an understanding and keep it going, they will realize how much they are losing with us. But we have to realize that we give up a whole lot more than we ever receive in this country.
All right.
Way more than we receive. So, yes, I don't see nothing wrong with keeping your money in your pocket. And we've always had less in this country. So why not just go ahead and deal with that for a minute? We don't have to have everything. We just have to have enough.
But water, though, I love that. We don't have to have everything.
That part right there, I understand. And that's going to be a difficult one. But you know what? Sometimes you got to fill up the bathtub for, if nothing but for a month. I understand, because you got to flush your toilet, you got to wash, you got to do all that stuff. I got you. But you know what? I'm going to say something that wasn't going to be appropriate. But sometimes just taking a little moment to step back.
Okay.
And let them feel the heat. That's it. Just let them feel the heat. Because if we had to, we would do it.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with being a natural human being for a couple of days.
But
Everybody else does it.
What does that consist of? I think it's always the fear of you said we can do without. Yeah, we need is what we need. But are we entitled? We are used to having what we have. We're used to having the necessities.
You said it right. Entitled.
You think that's what it is?
Some of the things, some people think we're entitled to everything that we get. We're not entitled. Everybody works for it, and some of us work for other people to have that entitlement. So guess what? If we take the entitlement away from everybody, and sometimes you might have to go back to just washing with a rag with some cold water to get your point across.
Okay.
We're not trying to do this just to suffer.
Okay.
But we have to get a point across somewhere.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. So note taken. We got to start somewhere. So I don't know if that means like right now you're in the car, you stop and you go buy a couple gallons today, a couple gallons tomorrow, a couple gallons, and then we rock out like that. But can everybody do it? Would they be willing? What would the impact be? Caller, you're in with the show. What you got?
Hey, Woo, what's happening?
All is well. How you doing?
Doing fine. Hey, Woo, some of the callers have made some real valid points. And sometimes you do have to get uncomfortable. But we've been uncomfortable, like the caller just said, all our lives.
Okay.
And these people only come around you when they need you. So, all right, the fluoride situation. I'm going back to something Chris Callis said. Chris said that, well, using the fluoride in your water every day, is it helping or hurting? And do we have enough information on this subject? So, my point is, why won't we gather ourselves? And you brought up the Epstein files. What do I care about some Epstein files? What do I really? What information will the Epstein files give me that's going to help my life?
Right. Okay.
What's going to help AJ in the Epstein files? What's going to help me with Puff Daddy? I ain't using no baby oil on nobody. These people only need us when they need us. And when they need us, that's when they come to folks like you, Chris Coleman. They want to be on your show. They want to give you a little money, a stipend to make you feel good. But that's not it. It's because we listen to you because you give us information that Black people can use. And I'm so sick and tired of the non-Fred Shuttlesworth attitude. I bodyguarded Dr. Shuttlesworth, and Dr. Shuttlesworth used to always tell me, AJ, continue to be yourself. Dr. Shuttlesworth said, always be yourself. I'm so sick and tired of all these politicians. Everybody want to get reelected.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody did no work. Everybody want to get reelected or elected. Help me get elected. Help you get elected to do what? Continue to condemn our Black people. Now over in Kingston, they want to put a medical reform system in Kingston, a medical refinery. Why would you, wait a minute, this is my point. Why do white people come to my neighborhood when they want to put something in the neighborhood, but you ain't never did nothing for the neighborhood? So my point is, why you want to put a medical waste reform cycle in Kingston Park? The children still play in the park, and children are very inquisitive, so they're gonna be looking around and seeing what they can do, and then one of those children gonna grab one of those syringes. Really? My point is, why won't you put it in your neighborhood?
Okay.
Why don't you put it in Mount Brook? Why don't you put it in Vestavia? Because we don't have that. And then you gonna see the number of people who live in Vestavia whose skin tone is like my skin tone. Then they'll say, "Hey, aren't y'all gonna say something?" Yeah, we're gonna say something because we live over here now.
Wow.
But this is my whole point. I don't understand. I'm not apologizing for being Black, Woo.
Come on.
I'm sick and tired of everybody having to say, "Oh man, I'm sorry because I ain't gay." "Oh, I'm sorry because I don't believe in everything these folks be saying." These folks, who are these folks? Well, thank you for letting me say my 2 cents.
Absolutely. I always appreciate you. I appreciate being able to provide a platform for the people to talk about the things that we hold in, the things that we dance around, the things that, some of us see one way, others of us see another way, but you learn from listening and sharing perspective. I'm not always right. I don't know everything. And I proved to you today, I want to know how you see things. You all have been around and others have been around seasons that I hadn't been around. I've been around others other seasons that other people behind me have not been around. It's our duty to educate, but it's first our duty to be educated. You can't tell me nothing that you don't know just because you're older. Don't do that. All right. Carrie, Chris Rock said a long time ago, we got racism in America. Not with Black folks and white folks. Black folks and the other ones. And the other ones, that's the ones that's got to go. Y'all get that? All right. Miss Ruby, be the best you can be no matter where you live. And I totally agree with that. Wherever I live, wherever I am, I'm my best. And we have to do that. We have to teach that. All of the things that you do in your hood and you don't see that in another place. Okay, that's another show. Tommy, I will never apologize for being Black. I still wear my hair natural, as you should. As you should. 994-8949. I'm going to ride it out with your comments and your calls, your thoughts and your feelings about anything that you've seen, anything that you've heard, what you've been experiencing due to everything that's happening around the world. I personally like to fly. I like to travel. I love to travel. That is my self-care. Now we are being made afraid and being forced to stay low. A lot of people aren't traveling because of gas prices. So a lot of people that would normally take spring break trips are not taking those trips. They don't, we got to pay for somewhere to stay. We got to pay for food and we got to get gas. That's double the price to go and come and get admission. We're going to just stay at home. So there's some people. Then there are others of us who actually made plans to be elsewhere. But with everything that's happening in the world, it's probably safest that we stay with our people. I don't want to get stuck nowhere. I don't want to get blown up somewhere. Let me just stay over here in Ansley. Let me just stay over here. And that's affecting people. I got to go somewhere. I start tripping when I get stuck here too long. Caller, you're in with the show. What are your thoughts or feelings?
Hey, happy Monday, Woo.
Happy Monday. How you doing?
All right, you.
All right.
Hey, I have a question that's unrelated to this topic.
Okay, I hope I can answer it.
Where's Mr. Willard? I haven't heard him since like last year.
Okay, I can't answer that. I don't know. I'll put out the page and see what information we can get and let Chris know to announce it if I find something out.
Okay.
I can do that. All right. Thank you. I love that. I love when we look out for those who have something to say. I'm going to do some research and see if I can't find out where he is and what's going on. I always know, y'all, you can tune in and call in on Sunday nights at 7 too. Which I'll be doing on Sunday night at 7. Probably nothing. So if you're not already a listener, I see a lot of you are, though. A lot of people that I see, you listen to the show. I need y'all to call in on Sunday nights too. I need you to add this documentation and this commentary on Sunday nights as well. We have some very fresh topics, very different perspectives, all types of stuff. Show will be 18 years old the first Sunday in April. So I've been doing this a long time. I know I don't look like it. I know I don't sound like it, but we've been going a long time. And Miss Ruby, you do listen. I really appreciate you. I appreciate my parents. A couple of you, like I said, a lot of you who are on this thread today, on this feed today, you listen to the show. Keep doing that. Keep supporting. And we're going to keep giving you a platform for you to be the experts. Hello.
Hello, Woo.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
Good to hear you today.
Thank you. Good to be heard.
All right. Enjoyed you last night on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. What's your
You're
question?
welcome. But I just had a couple of things. Just had a couple of things I wanted to say.
Okay.
I totally agree with the caller who said that the ICE agents should be sent to Iran to serve there.
Okay.
And earn their check. I totally agree with that. Their place is not at the airport with TSA. They're workers who are trained professionals to do those jobs, and they need to be paid and called back to work.
For sure.
So that's what I have to say about that.
Okay.
The thing about the waterworks, I don't agree with the state, the governor intervening the way they did last year and taking over Birmingham Waterworks. I don't agree with it. We don't like it. It was wrong to have done that. It was wrong for the person that they named to be the CEO. He was not supposed to ever go back there in any capacity. And that was in the news.
Yeah.
About that issue. The other thing about the waterworks situation, those employees who were terminated as a result of being tested by surprise about marijuana, them firing them, they should not have been fired. They need to fight that. And the waterworks should have done just what these large corporations do. When they find employees testing for drugs in their systems, they allow them to go to rehab.
Yeah.
They don't fire them. So I think that was wrong that they did that. So that was just a couple of things that I wanted to say about that situation.
Okay.
Oh, one last thing,
Okay.
if I may.
Mm-hmm.
People in Birmingham are not going to stand up and protest anything. There are few of us who will do that, but generally speaking, as a collective body, we don't do that. We stand back and talk about it, and that's about the size of it. I thank God. We thank God for Black Lives Matter because they will get out and do that.
Yeah.
I'm not a member of that, but I've been out there with them when they protest. So that's it. Thanks, Wu.
That's good. Thank you. She covered all of the different topics that we talked about today. Miss Ruby said that it was more than Mary Jane that was found. So first thing, I will say this. It was any drugs, but I can be on a prescription drug and I could be, it was anything. They wanted a clear system. This is hearsay too, though. Like we heard, and then when you hear from people that were actually terminated that know that they don't smoke, they know that they don't do it, they don't do nothing, and they were fired because of things that they're prescribed, and they didn't have any. Yeah, I would be. All right. We're going to stay cool. We're going to stay calm and collected. But I will say that if you've been affected, how collected you are may determine your future. You have to speak up, as the caller said. You have to make a stand some kind of way. And you have to do it intelligently. That's been my thing. Like, who is the front person? Who's speaking on our behalf? What are they saying? Are they really saying what needs to be said the way that it needs to be said? And to who it needs to be said to? All of that matters. Caller, you're in. You got the floor.
Yeah. This Carrie.
Carrie. Hey.
What's up? Woo.
What to do?
Listen, look. I'm sorry that the folks lost their job down in the Birmingham Waterworks too.
Yeah.
But look, I stopped doing drugs in 2009.
That's
I got tired of borrowing my homeboy P. He tripping.
Yes.
And stuff. So I said, like, hey, look, I'm gonna stop smoking weed. I'm gonna stop doing lower tabs and et cetera, and everything and stuff. And hey, listen, and I'm gonna use my own urine and stuff and stay clean. So hey, so listen. So when they tell me like, hey, Carrie, it's time for a drug test, hey, only thing you're gonna find in my system is a monster.
Okay.
That's the only thing. You know what I'm saying? And listen, you got to stay clean if you want to keep your job. Now, for these big layoffs and stuff, when I used to do office work and stuff, when I was working at the Southern Company building over there in 280, they got rid of our whole flow. When new management come in and they don't like what they see, they're going to get rid of you. I'm telling you, this happened to me at Berry Direct, Bell South Company, and this also happened to me at Terminex.
Okay.
When new management come in and they don't like what they see, they're going to get rid of you and ain't nothing you can do. It ain't nothing you can do. They tried to put a petition over there at the Bell South building. Hey, we're going to petition because they're going to drop our pay rate. They came back in and said, as of May 22nd, all of y'all are out of job. Wow. Now, we're going to send some other companies up here and you can send some resumes out, but as of May 22nd, you're out of job. And it just ain't nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? But go out and find another job. So that's why I just started driving a truck. The hell with all that office work. You know what I'm saying? I drive a truck. I ain't worried about it. I get my check every Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look at when I hear that beep beep, it's on.
You know what time it is. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. So that may be motivation for somebody, but then with entrepreneurship comes its own struggles. Trust me, I know. We don't know everybody's situation. And the other part of that is that a lot of these people, you may want to change the regime. Clearly, everything is aligning all around the world, federally and locally. Regime changes. And when you change the regime, you change the employees, you change those who are loyal. You get you some loyalists. And that may hurt some other people in the process. You may lose your job. You may this, you may that, but that doesn't make it right. And I still believe that you should stand for what you believe in. If you feel like you were wrongfully terminated, if our bills are too high, whatever it is, make some noise about it. But it's gotta make sense. So that's why I asked about solutions, being solution focused. Okay, we don't pay our bills for 2 months. How? Like, we got to think strategy. What leads to us not paying a water bill for 2 months? Well, I need water every day. Like being with your water off, that's right there with the lights. Am I gonna go stay with somebody? We gonna pay bills at one place instead of three? Like, what is the strategy to make some noise about what's happening? We don't see the effects right now as a community. The individuals are because they lost their jobs, but as a community, we'll see the effects. I guarantee you we will in the very near future. And then for sure, once this dental health starts declining, we'll know what's going on. It's in the water. A lot of people say, I don't use tap water anyway. You bathe in it, you gargle with it, you cook with it, all that. Think about it. And take a couple of more comments in. I got to go. Let's see. Somebody said that the man was an excuse maker. Oh, that this was not right. Kira? All right, now don't let it be no excuses. Just be loyal to the demands, regulations, and policy in your employment contract. I agree with that. I still don't think that that's the case here, y'all. I don't think that's what's going on. I think there's some as Big Roby saying, some fushigity. Nah, it's something you can do if it's not done legally. If you blindside me and you send me a text message, I don't know. I'm gonna do something. You don't text me that I'm fired. Don't come back. I'm coming back because you're gonna talk to me in my face like an adult. If nothing but that. If policy is in place, they must follow it. Labor laws are in place. EEOC. All right. So we talked about a lot of things today. Let's recap. Fluoride is a natural mineral that strengthens tooth enamel and prevents tooth decay. It also combats acid-producing bacteria. Okay? That's what it is. That's all it is. However, the doctors are talking about it. Everybody's like, is this some RFK mess? Is this some Project 2020? Hey, look it up. Do your research. And inform your own opinion on that. But we talked about fluoride. We talked about community water fluoridation and what that looks like, how we will see impact in our children, particularly if you're not going to be drinking or using the fluoride for gargling or whatever when you brush your teeth, you need to get it in the toothpaste. All right. Regina says that hospitals will also be affected by water issues. Today, we also talked about the unnecessary spending of the new water board, like with the name change alone. I asked the question, how did we get here? When did it start? And we got a couple of different explanations on that. Couple different ones. What else we talk about? Yeah, catch me up. Oh, we talked about them high bills. That's kind of what got everybody going. This bill is too high. And if you like some people I know, you go read your own meter. You go see for yourself. I just moved out of that whole situation. Don't even bill me for water because, yeah. Okay, Ashley, thank you. Ashley said elections have consequences. We definitely talked about that. We're seeing it on a global scale. Do I have time for one more call? I do. And we talked about, that's what we talked about. Waterworks, a little bit about the TSA and ICE. 3 letters in exchange, doing jobs. They don't even know what. Caller, you got the last one. What you got? All right, they hung up. So that's that. Let's see. Final comments from our social media viewers and listeners. Great job today, Lady Wu. I still laugh when I think of your impersonation of Miss Gavan a while back. I hope to keep you laughing. Hope to keep you edutained. I got to figure out who I'm going to be this year. It's a lot to cover. Elections have consequences, yes. And yeah, look at how kids walked around with caps in the 80s compared to now. We ain't really talk about it. Well, I said, my daughter didn't have silver teeth or fillings. Neither. She's 18 now. So for 18 years, fluoride has done us okay, as far as we know. But then they say that it can cause a lower IQ. All right. Keep researching. I won't be in here with y'all tomorrow. I'll be in at noon tomorrow, my regular time. We're going to have a good time. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so it's a talk topic coming. I don't know what we're going to talk about. If you have any ideas, you can send them to my inbox on any social media platform. Watch Woo work. I'm not about to work anymore. I'm about to go take some Benadryl and sit down. Y'all be careful on this pollen and enjoy these beautiful days. Come back to the fun show tomorrow. Y'all be vital. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks for participating in the conversation. Have a great evening.